17 is one of the very few K-pop boy groups that can still keep my interest comeback after comeback. Every single time we get something new and creative, that also sounds good. Apparently that's a rare thing to witness nowadays. I can hardly recall one of their title tracks being straight up bad. Forgettable and boring maybe, but still far away from bad. This time I've decided to make my very first dedicated video for 17, since all of the teasers looked extremely appealing to me. As always, we will first discuss the title track Rock With You in greater detail, before moving on to other B-sides included on the mini album. Without any more chit-chatting, let's get right into it. If I'm being completely honest here, then I have to admit that I don't even know what this concept is, or how should I call it. It's definitely mature and puts its foot into the darker side, but it's not that typical angry boy persona that so many other groups are putting forward this year. It still has that lighter touch with cute shots of Jeongon painting or simply one of the members smiling. There is no way to deny that this is the concept 17 members do best. I wasn't the biggest fan of their hardcore bad boy era with Fear and similar songs like that. The songs themselves were fine, although generic, but the darkness felt almost fake to who they seem to be off camera. I'll admit I'm not super up to date with their other content, but from what I got to see, they are extremely sweet and angelic, far from that bad boy imagine. They look cute and soft, for God's sake. How am I supposed to then watch them pretend to be all strong and bad? It just doesn't work. Mature, brighter and emotional concepts are what they do best amongst boy group in K-pop right now, and I hope they stick to it. I'm highly enjoying their direction at the moment. I watched the music video like 5 times by now, and I literally have no idea what they were wearing. I was focusing too much on the sets and their beautiful faces, so I can't really say a lot in this segment. But I remember that Seungkwan look with a green flannel, and let me tell you, I wanted to hug him when I saw it. He looked so small and cute, don't even deny it. There was also some leather, which you can never go wrong with, and way too much denim for my taste, but it fits the concept and they absolutely rocked every look, so who am I to complain? None of the outfits stuck out to me as ugly, and every member got a chance to shine in his best way, so there isn't much else I could actually wish for. I hope they keep this up for their music show stages, because this seems to be a great opportunity to have an amazing era styling vice. I think most K-pop fans would agree that 17 is one of the groups with consistently hard choreographies. There isn't a single time I saw one and thought it was easy. Only experienced dancers can pull these off without breaking every bone in their body. Rock With You must have one of their easier dances to date in a bigger picture view, but if you look at the performance closely, there are so many small details, and especially the footwork. How the fuck do they do this so flawlessly? I will never stop being fascinated at all 13 members being a part of the literal dance line. Not a single weak dancer in such a large group. It's an extreme rarity, and that's why I look forward to every single one of their performances, be it for this or any of their previous releases. Also, whoever choreographs their stuff knows how to use such a big number of members to the group's advantage. The formations are so creative and everything flows nicely from one part to another. In the past there was a lot of one members walking from the front to the very back type of thing, which I hate because it looks ugly. Lately though, we can no longer see that happening, or it's at the very minimum. I appreciate that growth and improvement, as well as the fact they take opinion of fans seriously. More companies should learn to do that, although please can still choke for all I care. Still happy all 13 of them decided to sign new contracts and stay together as a group. Excited for many more years with them, hopefully. I don't demand much for me to happy with a music video. As long as it's cohesive and somehow makes sense, I'm fine with it. Storyline or not, it's totally fine. Rock With You does not include a storyline in any way. It's just pretty close-up shots and choreography mashed together into one video. That's not necessarily bad, don't get me wrong. It's just that most of their music videos follow this formula, and I kinda wish for something new. There isn't anything wrong with this one either, and it's cohesive in conveying the message of the song. The aesthetics do have a bit of that rock edge, which makes sense since the song includes rock elements as well, and rock is the word in the title. That's all fine and well. As a whole though, it's not something that necessarily makes me want to come back to it and rewatch it multiple times. For the purpose of this video I watched it about 10 times and I honestly don't have much of a need to ever watch it again. Performance videos will be more than fine. I know streaming matters and stuff, but if the music video is boring then I won't force myself to watch it. That's just the reality of it, and Rock With You falls into this category easily. With an added storyline and more interesting shots this could intrigue me more, but it just doesn't. I don't know if this comes from a fact that Pleiades is now under hype and therefore has a bigger budget to use or what, but I expected more to say the least. It's still better than Fear though. As I've already said in the intro, 17's title track rarely let me down and this one is no exception. Some people are saying that their music became more generic and basic from the moment they stepped into HYBE's management, but I have to disagree. I liked their musical direction before and I still like it now. Yes, Rock With You is no home or thanks type of quality, but it's extremely far from being a bad song. Knowing Itzy worked on this track, from composing it to writing the lyrics, it makes it even better somehow. Joshua and Vernon helped with the lyrics as well. 17's producers are extremely good at making dance-like tracks that are easy to listen to, but also hold some type of emotional touch in the back of the production. Combined with a rock influence, this makes up for one of my absolute favorite releases of this year. I can't possibly begin to tell you how happy I am they didn't shove some random rap into it, when it wasn't needed at all. Yes, it made the rap line shine a little bit less, but I still think they weren't blended in the background. Happiness filled my heart when I saw Seungkwan in the chorus, because he has one of my favorite voices in K-pop as a whole. Also was his high notes during the last chorus. Hello talent, you need to calm down. I wished to see a bit more of SQ's, but with 13 members and only 3 minutes I'm aware someone will have to get a bit less exposure. This time it was him and the next time it will be someone else. They just do what's best for each separate track and I trust them on it. As a whole I can't give this song anything less than 10 out of 10, because it's amazing. It's genuine good music and I highly recommend you guys check it out if you didn't yet. I wanna stay with you. As I previously mentioned, this title track came with their 9th mini album already, called Attacca. Yeah, I don't know what that means either, but let's just roll with it for now. This video is too short to also discuss weird album names in K-pop. It overall includes 7 tracks, which means we have 6 left to talk about, so let's start right away. To You gives me a very similar vibe to Rock With You and that's why I think it's the opening track on the album. It flows so nicely into the title track and connects it into one cohesive body of work. Very easy to listen to and almost feel good, but you can sense deeper emotions hidden in the back of the production. Yet another thing that makes sense in connection to the title track, since this one was once again composed and written by Itzy, of course with the help of other HYBE producers. Despite after listening to the whole song it does sound a bit repetitive, I still highly enjoy it and will put it on my playlist right away. 8 out of 10 without a doubt. I got a crush on you. Crush is written by Vernon and Itzy, the latter also being credited as its composer, to no one's surprise. It still has a lot of similarities with the first 2 tracks on the album, but in some way falls flat. I can't exactly pinpoint where the production failed me, but it goes into those group of 17's B-sides that I just don't care for. It's there and all, I don't necessarily hate it. But I also wouldn't miss it if it wasn't on the album at all. I still give it 6 out of 10 and it's without a doubt not a filler track, but I guess it just wasn't made for me to enjoy. Pang is a performance team song, written by Itzy, Hoshi, and Dino, all of them except Hoshi also being credited as composers. Dino is credited as the very last in both, which means he contributed the smallest part, but it's great to see him also try to write and compose. Only with more practice he will grow and get better. As for the song itself, it's one big mess to me. The production makes the listening experience underwhelming and the song as a whole feels unfinished. It could just be that I'm not a fan of this type of songs or it's a genuine lack, but without denial this is one of the weakest, if not the weakest track on the album. I can't give it more than 4 out of 10, and even that is because I'm nice. Now we move on to the vocal team's song, called Imperfect Love. Written and composed by Itzy once again, it shows his diversity and ability to put together such different types of tracks. In order to showcase tight vocals, the production is slower paced and holds the most emotions we've heard so far. It also leans heavily into rock, which I didn't necessarily expect. I expected a ballad, let's not lie here. I adore this song and I gladly give it 9 out of 10. As you could probably guess, I Can't Run Away belongs to the hip-hop team and is written, as well as composed by most of the members in that team, plus Itzy obviously. We stan our self-producing kings. This song though took by surprise entirely. Not because it was bad or anything, but because it was a ballad? The last I would have expected from a hip-hop team. Not like we don't know they can sing, because they obviously can. I just expected something a bit more rap-focused, which we didn't get. I can't be mad at it though because the way the song is right now, fits the vibe of the album perfectly. We have yet another 8 out of 10 here.
2 minus 1, I can see you're doing really good.
This is a bonus track, which is only available digitally if I'm not mistaken. It's performed by Vernon and Joshua, as well as almost entirely written and composed by them. I can't say it's exactly my favorite track on the album, but it's also not the worst. It's giving me High School Musical vibes for some reason and I'm not exactly sure how to feel about that. I'll give it 7 out of 10, but it might go lower with time to be completely honest. As a whole and to no one's shock, 17 once again didn't disappoint with their comeback. I have to say I even prefer this one to their previous comeback Ready to Love and especially the album. Most of the B-sides this time are very good and I love how each song is on the track list for a reason. It all sounds cohesive and flows nicely for a very pleasant listen of an entire album from start to finish. No forced raps or unnecessary ballads. This album currently stands at 7.4 out of 10, which I'm pretty sure is one of the highest rankings I've given to an album this year. With that though, let me know your opinions in the comments and subscribe for more content like this every week. I'm signing off until the next video is up very soon. Bye bye, love you all so much.